Social emotional learning. Cell. What is social? Social is related to interaction with other human beings. So, a child or a person who interacts a lot with other people is called a very social person. Antisocial is the opposite, likes to be alone, is not interested in interacting with others. Emotional. Emotions are our feelings. Social emotional learning. Cell. It is now strongly believed the world over that positive emotions in children are important for academic success, and emotional well being is crucial for developing foundational literacies and communication skills. Foundational literacy and numeracy (FLN) in early learning years has been given a big push in India through the National Education Policy, with goals to reach FLN targets from pre-nursery to grade 3 by 2025. It is now strongly believed the world over that positive emotions in children are important for academic success. Don't you think so, teachers? If a child is happy, positive, don't they learn better? If the child has feelings of love for the teacher, for the subject, for the friends, for the environment, don't they take more interest in what they are studying? Yes, positive emotions in children are important for academic success. That's why children who are always stressed, where the parents are like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to get so many marks. Is stress a positive emotion? No, it's a negative emotion. Do these children gain great academic success? Children who are happy, relaxed, balanced, play as well as study are filled with positive emotions, and these are the children that acquire great academic success. It is also strongly believed world over that the emotional well being of a child is crucial for developing foundational literacies and communication skills. How important this is, the emotional well being of a child. Teachers, you must have observed some children when they are sad, do they absorb the learning outcome that is expected of them? Do they absorb the learning that is happening around them? Sometimes a child is traumatized due to the loss of a loved one, due to going away from someone. Do they develop good foundational literacies? No. So emotional well-being is crucial for developing foundational literacies and communication skills as well. To have good communication skills, you have to be emotionally sound and well. If you are not emotionally sound, will you be able to communicate properly? Think about it. When a person is sad, they don't express themselves clearly. When a person is angry, the person expresses himself or herself in a very, very irrational way. So, emotional well being is very, very important, not only for foundational literacies, that is for a child to study well, but also for communication skills, that is for a child to communicate well as well. Research has demonstrated that an education that promotes social emotional learning cell has a positive impact on a wide range of outcomes. So, as educators, we must promote social emotional learning. Research has demonstrated that an education that promotes social emotional learning cell an education that promotes social emotional learning cell has a positive impact on a wide range of outcomes, including academic performance, healthy relationships, mental wellness, and more. So, if a child is socially and emotionally well and happy, their academic performance is good, their relationships are healthy, they have a lot of friends, they can interact well with their team members, they can do well in different groups. Mental wellness, teachers, this is a very, very, very important learning outcome. Yes, it is not tangible, it is not something that can be directly seen, but social emotional learning, an education that promotes social emotional learning, cell, has a positive impact on this very, 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 very important learning outcome, that is mental wellness. Thanks to learning, the child has to feel better, has to live better, and has to be better. Therefore, in order to achieve suitable outcomes in FLN, that is foundational literacy and numeracy, attention must be given to cell as well. We cannot just focus on academic outcomes like literacy, the learning of the alphabet, and numeracy, the learning of numbers. Along with literacy and numeracy, we must also take care of the child's social and emotional learning, that is cell. What is social emotional learning, cell? Cell is the process by which children and adults learn to manage emotions, maintain positive relationships, make responsible decisions, achieve goals, feel and show empathy for others, as well as improve their capacity to solve problems. Now, understand how important this is. Cell is the process, social emotional learning is the process by which not only children but even we as adults learn to manage emotions. After the pandemic, you might have observed that many people struggle with managing their emotions. Cell, social emotional learning, is the process by which children and adults learn to maintain positive relationships. Maintain positive relationships. Isn't this so very important? In early life, in midlife, and in later life. In fact, all throughout life as well. Social emotional learning teaches us to maintain positive relationships. But someone has to teach children this. Cell, social emotional learning is the process by which children as well as adults learn to make responsible decisions. Make responsible decisions. You may have seen many teenagers, young adults making very many irresponsible decisions. What a great privilege we have as kindergarten and primary teachers to be a part of the early start of the journey. Which journey? The social emotional learning journey of our precious children. Social emotional learning is the process by which children and adults learn to achieve goals. Yes, you may have seen some people who have no ambition in life, no aim. That's because somewhere down the line their social emotional learning was not given importance or not taken care of. So, as a primary teacher, as a kindergarten teacher, when we take care of the social emotional learning of a child and ourselves, we are able to achieve goals. We have the grit, the determination to achieve goals. So, how does one get the grit, the perseverance, the persistence, the determination to achieve goals? It is through good social emotional learning. Social emotional learning cell is the process by which children and adults learn to feel and show empathy for others. Feel and show empathy for others. Feel and show empathy for others. What is empathy? Sympathy is when you console someone. Empathy is when you put yourselves in their shoes and feel the way they are feeling. That is empathy. Empathy is deeper than sympathy. Why is feeling and showing empathy for others so important? This is because we are human beings. We are rational animals and we need each other. We are not robots. And social emotional learning is the lovely process by which children and we adults learn to feel and show empathy for others. Social emotional learning cell is the process by which children and adults improve their capacity to solve problems. Wow! Social emotional learning helps one improve their capacity to solve problems, problem solving capacity. Many a times, practical problems of day to day life do not need just literacy and numeracy skills to be solved. Many a times, it is the socio emotional skills that help to solve a problem. Imagine a complex mathematical problem. Tried once, tried twice, tried 10 times, tried 99 times, not succeeded. Should I give up? Should I continue once more? Thanks to my social emotional learning, I have the grit. I continue once more and I crack the answer to the problem. So, yes, social emotional learning does help one improve one's capacity to solve problems. So, dear teachers, let us not give social emotional learning second place. Let us give social emotional learning equal, if not more importance than literacy and numeracy learning. In a nutshell, according to a research body called CASEL, Collaborative for Social and Emotional Learning, CEL is the process of learning to integrate thinking, feeling, and behaving to achieve important life tasks. CEL is the process of learning. CEL is a learning process. It is the process of learning to integrate, that is, to combine thinking, feeling, and behaving to achieve important life tasks. To say it in other words, it's like integrating head, heart, and hand to achieve important life tasks. So, social emotional learning, if we go to think about it, helps us gain balance in life. It helps us integrate thinking, that is our head, feeling, that is our heart, and behaving, that is our hand, to achieve important life tasks. CEL is the process of learning to integrate thinking, feeling, and behaving to achieve important life tasks. So, there is an important life task. Will you only use your logical mind without caring for the feelings of others and having any odd behavior? Or if there is an important task, will you only feel and not use your brains to solve the problem? Suppose there is an important task, an important problem to be solved. You have used your thinking, you have got a lovely solution, you have used your feeling. Yes, you know that you want to do it, but you do not do it, you do not do the right behavior to solve the problem. Does it help you achieve important life tasks? No. So, social emotional learning is the process of learning to integrate thinking, feeling, and behaving to achieve important life tasks. What is social emotional learning in preschool years? In a child's preschool or early learning years, cell means taking turns. Cell means becoming independent in following routines. Cell means interacting more with others. Cell means engaging in meaningful relationships with others. Cell means controlling emotions. Cell means developing a positive self image. Let's recap. In a child's preschool or early learning years, cell means taking turns, becoming independent and following routines, interacting more with others, engaging in meaningful relationships with others, controlling emotions, developing a positive self image. There are internal and external factors that influence the growth of social and emotional skills during early childhood. Agree? There are internal and external factors that influence the growth of social and emotional skills during early childhood. Internal factors refer to the child's characteristics such as temperament and personality. Temperament and personality. Temperament and personality. External factors refer to the environment around the child, such as family, school, social, and cultural contexts. Family, school, social, and cultural context. The internal factors are nature and the external factors are nurture. It is the responsibility of the educator, that is you and me, to provide children with a safe and secure environment. With a safe and secure environment at school to promote their emotional well being. We call it a safe space. What do you mean by a safe space? It's a space where the child feels safe to express himself, herself, to learn, to make mistakes. A safe space where the child will not be judged. It is the responsibility of the educator to provide children with a safe and secure environment at school to promote their emotional well being. Simply because the relationships that children form during their early learning years shape who they are, who they become, and their understanding of the world. Simply because the relationships that children form during their early learning years shape who they are, who they become, and their understanding of the world. Children who have very, very strict fathers perceive many men to be the same. Children who have very, very loving fathers have a very positive outlook and opinion of men. So, yes, this is because the relationships that children form during their early learning years shape who they are, who they become, and their understanding of the world. Dear teacher, if you are a loving teacher in the early years of a child's education, the child will forever grow up believing and thus manifesting that the teacher is someone who loves me, the teacher is someone whom I can trust, the teacher is someone who wishes well for me. Let me take my own example. For me, every student is my child because all of my teachers treated us, their students, like their own children. So there's no other way that I can think of a teacher. I think of a teacher as someone whose student is their child. And now, for the very many years that I've been a teacher, every student is my child. Simply because the relationships that as a child I formed during my early learning years shaped who I am, who I've become, and my understanding of the world. During the preschool years, dramatic transformations occur in children's social skills, social reasoning, emotional understanding, emotional regulation, self awareness, and self control. Therefore, it is important to introduce the development of social and emotional skills in preschool. It has been found that through play, exercises, and storytelling, through play, exercises, and storytelling. Through play, exercises, and storytelling, preschool children are able to better express their feelings, get along better with other children around them, show empathy for others in the group, care more about the environment, and feel happier. Another reason to introduce SEL at the time of foundational learning is that children spend a lot of their time in formal education settings, including preschools. In fact, research shows that SEL can be incorporated into routine educational practices successfully. Isn't this lovely? Yes, research does show that SEL can be incorporated into routine educational practices successfully. As an early learning or foundational learning teacher, SEL skills can be reinforced in your daily interactions, and your daily routines with children to create a safe and supportive learning environment. To create a safe and supportive learning environment. A safe and supportive learning environment. This in turn would promote the learning of social and emotional skills. Dear teacher, if as a teacher you are loving, accepting, and kind, you have equipped yourself with the power and ability to provide and create a safe and supportive learning environment for our precious children. Remember, each child is unique. Remember, each child is unique. Remember, each child is unique. The stage at which children reach milestones of social emotional behavior varies from one child to another. The stage at which children reach milestones of social emotional behavior varies from one child to another. It is important to note that milestones are only guidelines of when to expect certain skills or behaviors to emerge in preschoolers. Milestones are only guidelines of when to expect certain skills or behaviors to emerge in preschoolers. Although social emotional skills will develop in a predictable sequence, each child is unique in when they will master each skill. Although social emotional skills will develop in a predictable sequence, each child is unique in when they will master each skill. Our goal is to help all children grow and learn to their potential. A little research work for you, dear teacher. Find out what is the predictable sequence of social emotional skill development in preschoolers. What is the predictable sequence of social emotional skill development in preschoolers? Dear teacher, thank you so much for listening to this training session on social emotional learning. Remember, it's the teacher that makes the difference, not the classroom. Michael Morpurgo. It's the teacher that makes the difference, not the classroom. Michael Morpurgo. It's the teacher. It is you, dear teacher, that makes the difference, not the classroom. It is the teacher that makes the difference, not the classroom. Michael Morpurgo. Thank you, dear teacher, for making a difference. Thank you, Lord.